9/11 opened up the biggest opportunity for Muslims to explain themselves. Here we are. Americans had seen Muslims in two forms. The African Americans, who I call the first Muslims, and they have proved and given some remarkable leaders, but they are unknown in America. Imam W.D. Muhammad, who to me is like Martin Luther in America, he's as significant as that. And I ask Americans whether they've heard his name, and they haven't. Very few Americans know his name. And yet he's changed the course of Islam in America. And the immigrants coming from the Middle East and South Asia. Now these immigrants flew into America in the 80s and 90s. And they flew in as doctors, physicians, into middle class appointments. So Americans really did not see them as foreigners. They happened to be your doctor or your dentist and so on. After 9/11, Americans woke to this new phenomena of the Muslim. And they asked themselves, who are these Muslims? That was the opportunity. That was the time that the community should have fielded its scholars, its writers, its media personalities. But there was a fear in the community, Tom. Muslims were paralyzed with fear. They sort of went underground. The idea was, and the strategy was, to keep your head below the parapet. I was told this many times by Muslims. Don't speak so much, don't talk so much, people may be after you, the security agencies may go after you. And this happened. A lot of Muslims were just picked up, there were cases against some, communities were devastated. Read the book, it's a frightening picture at times of the community and what they were going through. We visited in New York a community called Little Pakistan. Half the community has been decimated, just disappeared. Half the community. And the impact of that is still felt on the community. They're living in a state of paralysis, of fear. So in that environment, Tom, it's very difficult for people to come out and begin to assert themselves, to build bridges, to reach out, because you need some confidence for that. That was the biggest failure and the biggest lost opportunity.
Tom, can I just
please,
follow up?
yes.
There's one thing that I wanted to ask before. Are you afraid? Are you afraid for Muslims in this country now? And are you afraid yourself personally?
The latter, Sally, if you know my career, I've been in charge of Waziristan in the tribal areas of Pakistan, which President Obama called the most dangerous place in the world, and I was in charge of that. So once you've been in charge of the Wazir and Masood, you are not really scared of anything, including Pastor Jones and his moustache. It doesn't worry me. But for the Muslim community, yes, I'm very concerned. I'm concerned unless Americans like you are able to reassert American religious pluralism and this identity which we are calling American pluralist identity strongly and clearly and unambiguously, we will have challenges in the coming time. It's just starting. This phase of American history is not over with the pastor cancelling the Quran. This phase of American history is just beginning. And it happened, there are mosques being attacked even now as we speak, windows being smashed, some being firebombed, some Muslims being harassed or attacked, a sense of fear in the Muslim community. This is going to grow. This has to be challenged on an American level, on a national level, not just as a kind of Muslim problem. This is a problem for America. And that is what, Sally, my aim has been, to constantly point out that we are talking of Muslims, but we are actually talking about America itself.